Reddit users, what would you ban if you knew you had final say? The pop-up adverts that trick you into clicking by making the X icon to have a box that's only 1 pixel so you tap on the advert regardless. Hidden fees, including sales tax, auto gratuity, convenience fees, cleaning fees, credit card fees, all of it. If you want to charge it, you need to include it in the upfront cost. The price you show on the menu or advertisement or website is the price you pay at checkout. Period. I would make it counted as high treason if a politician exploits their position for their own personal gain or that of their family, with a department being formed around monitoring them and their family's assets, with between 1 to 4 random checks to be completed annually. Content tuning algorithms on social media. Yes, this includes you, Reddit. They all are being tuned to force feed rage bait content, and it's radicalizing people and fracturing our society. A simple and effective thing to say would be, if a social media platform suggests or customizes content viewed by its users, they're responsible for the content posted and the accuracy of the content. They can't have it both ways, force-feeding rage bait content and then waving their hands and crying foul, saying that they didn't write it so they shouldn't be responsible when it's misinformation and propaganda. Severe limits on Congress and many other federal positions. 65 and you're done, FCK off. 4 to 8 maximum years in office and you're done, F***CK off. Market trading for you and those close to you, nope, FCK off. Salary of an average person in the area you represent, or something reasonable, absolutely. Lobbying? No longer. Being in office is meant to be serving the public interest. There is so much ridiculous corruption and closed-door deals from probably 95% plus of the old FCKS over there that serve no one but themselves. People shouldn't be able to make a career out of it. Road names changing anywhere along its length. One name for the entire length. No other road with a similar name within 20 miles. Main Street and Main Avenue would require one of them getting a new name. Roads interrupted by a building or something would need 2 names, one for each part. Sorry Atlanta, you only get one Peachtree Road. Overpriced car insurance. I spent all my life living in Michigan and never really complaining about the cost of car insurance. I never had a nice new car and would rarely carry any insurance over PLPD, personal liability and property damage. I have a fairly clean driving record, 2 speeding tickets and 1 unsafe start, no accidents. Fast forward to moving out to Alaska, where I buy a brand new crossover and put full coverage on it. My premiums went from $800 on 6 months in Michigan to $480 on 6 months in Alaska. On top of that, vehicle registration is also half the cost in Alaska compared to Michigan. The real kicker is, Michigan being home of the Big 3, public transportation and community mobility is poorly funded, so anyone without a car is SOL. Probably tipping for people are literally just doing their job. For example, you get a coffee and the cashier who didn't make your drink or take your order looks and smiles as they turn the disgusting iPad towards you. The options of 25%, 40%, or 75% show up. Nah, F that. Pay your employees fair wages. A coffee is $6 before tax and tip. You make billions. You shouldn't force me to do your job. Having been in the financial or tax industry, I believe, contrary to what I believed as a fresh young consultant, that this practice puts a lot of financial pressure on the natural person taxpayers. Nothing wrong with big companies streamlining their value chains and optimizing their financing and distribution. But I have come to see that various decisions within this process are, if not fully, significantly driven by tax considerations. This means that companies erode their taxable base, and consequently the individual taxpayers like you and I will pick up the bill at the end of the day for the development projects and public goods initiated by the respective governments. Happy to discuss in more detail on PM. Noisy vehicles. Especially noisy bikes. Have you ever hit the sack, tired, wanting to sleep in your bed, then all of a sudden, you hear an annoying, buzzing sound pass your house? The sound of what us locals call a yang yang bike. Welcome to King Jamrock. Edit, laws were passed to stamp down on such shit, but the police isn't enforcing it. Lying in journalism. It's your job to inform the people of the truth, not spread BS. You lose any press pass in your job if you lie. Even if you didn't know you was wrong, you should have done your homework before publishing utter bollocks. The world would be a much nicer place if we didn't have news corporations actively trying to deceive. Hate trend following. By which I mean hating on something just because other people do it. Sure, it's a minor thing, but it's annoying as FCK. I can't even listen to a Nickelback song without some douche who's never heard more than 2 songs by them claiming to hate them because everyone else was doing it in the 2010s. I mean, they still make more in a month than we'll make in our lives, so someone must still be going to concerts and buying their stuff. Fast forward a few years and Fortnite became the thing to hate. Why? Because kids play it? Wait until you hear about COD. Don't get me wrong, I dislike all Battle Royale games, but I don't single one out that I've never played and act like it's the plague. Then there's TikTok. But it's so cringy it uses an algorithm that shows you videos based on your watches and likes. Maybe stop watching and liming cringy stuff and they'd stop showing up in your For You. Stop hating on things just because other people do it. If you're a kid and you do this, it's bad enough. But if you do this as an adult, that's just sad. Anyone having an online account before 18. Kids are idiots. Let them be idiots in private. They don't need something they said at 12 coming back to haunt them when they're 30 and applying for a job. Companies collecting data without our consent. To say it another way, I would make the individual the owner of their data and make it where they can revoke consent at any point in time and the company has to dump anything collected. Yes, I know EULAs provide consent, and that isn't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about ad tracking and third-party cookies on web pages. I'm talking about how you can be in a card talking about whatever widget for a friend and suddenly seeing ads for this stuff pop up. Also, while I'm at it, I deban companies that charge you for a service from forcing you to endure ads altogether. Why am I watching ads on a gas pump? Why am I seeing ads on a flat screen while in the exam room at the DRS office? Interest rates on student loans. Why you gotta make education so expensive? These kids are the future, you should provide them with tools and not cripple them with debt. Corporations owning single-family homes. Edit, also non-citizens shouldn't be able to buy properties. You're not a citizen? Sorry, you cannot own property here. Tons of rich Chinese businessmen buy up property in the US just to rent it to the same family that should be able to buy it themselves. Edit, you're right. Non-citizens should be able to purchase property if you live here, of course. But renting property from across the globe for profit sucks. Crimes being punishable through fines. If a fine is the only punishment, then the law exists solely for poor people. People who listen to videos or TikToks on full volume in public. No high school in America is allowed to have the same mascot. They need to start getting creative. What? You saying you're tired of seeing the Eagles go against the other Eagles after defeating the other Eagles? Randomized loot boxes, and most forms of microtransactions from games while we're at it. I don't give a FCK that it's just skins or cosmetics. In my humble opinion, all skins and content should be 100% accessible once you bought the base price of the game. There's a few exceptions, such as exclusive skins earned through events and such, but otherwise yeah. Everything in-game should be earned, crafted or found, not bought. If your game's economic model cannot survive without microtransactions, then it shouldn't exist at all. Smoking on the beach. Too many of the butts end up in the sand and they can last years. F***ing disgrace and needs to stop. Friends, thank you for watching. Please share your stories below in the comments and see you on the next videos. Have a good day. Friends, thank you for watching. Please share your stories below in the comments and see you on the next videos. Have a good day.